Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 7, and on this video we are going to explain materially about work, practice, and attitudes. And our group member are Alisa Atmasa, Dinda Ayunulaini, Iqbal Harini, and Maulana Yusuf. However, Alisa Atmasa cannot explain the material because he is tested positive for COVID-19.
The first will be explained by me. The first, the work ethic. Attitudes towards work in America have been very much influenced by the work ethic. This work ethic is also called the Protestant ethic. It motivates people to work hard so that they become successful. The work ethic has something to do with the quality of goodness. This ethic was a result of the religious belief that success was a sign of God's favor, and these who were successful were among God's chosen and would go to heaven. Whether one was successful or not, work had religious and moral value. Nowadays, the work ethic is still important. However, it has lost its religious significance. The outcome of the American work value is materialism and has the tendency to be concerned with wealth, the possessions. Second is rewards and satisfaction. In America, people believe that they are rewarded for working, producing, and achieving. They believe that there is quality of opportunity that allows anyone to become successful. There are some people who really to the success in raising their economic and social levels. Many employees have a succession of jobs constitute a career. Employees get the opportunity to progress the higher position in business, organization, government, agencies, and firms. Promotion or increased responsibility usually bring an increase in salary. Employees will be rewarded for achievement in work. These rewards are personal and financial as well. There is increased job satisfying when employees have the opportunity to develop creative and intellectual skills. When the employee gain recognitions from their colleagues, fellow workers, supervisors, and managers, it means that they are given a sense of importance and identify in society. Job advancement and mobility are determined not only by employees. Employees themselves may independently decide to leave their job because of the promise of a better job elsewhere. An employee in America is expected to be loyal to his employer while on the job, but he is free to change jobs whenever he wishes. So, scientists, engineers, the education professionals, technicals, and managers have high rates of job mobility. In America, the government recognizes the importance of work as a means for survival. It has established several systems as compensation for people who are unemployed or underemployed. Some retired personnel also receive a pension which is based on how long they work at the job. Thank you.
My name is Ikara Haini. In here, I will explain about workaholics and work practice and attitudes. There are also people who work very hard to climb up the ladder so as to increase their status in financial position and sense of self-worth. These people are driven to work as a result of the work ethic. They spend so much time working, and as a consequence, they have a little time for leisure and personal relationship. In American English, a new word has been created: a person who is addicted to work, as an alcoholic to liquor. There are two conflicting opinions about workaholics. Those people who are concerned with problems of mental stress believe that workaholics are valuable members of society because they are very productive. The American culture values achievement, efficiency, production, and workaholics uphold these values. Cross-cultural implication of the job search, job hunting in the United States or in American organizations outside of the United States is a challenging experience for Americans, but it is especially so for people from other countries. A personal context such as a friend or relative can be of help in informing someone of a job opening and possibly helping the job applicant obtain an interview. However, this kind of connections, friends or family members, does not usually affect hiring decisions. Sometimes immigrants in the United States put too much hope into what they think are good job connections, and they don't fully realize how much they will have to rely on themselves to find a job. Steps to finding a job. The search for skill or professional job in the United States may first require foreign visitors or new immigrants to receive some additional training if their skills are not marketable in the United States, and the job search consists of a minimum 4 steps, such as 1. Preparations. This involves identifying one's skill and the range of work one is capable of doing. It includes locating all possible sources for learning about job availability, the classified ads in newspapers, job placement agencies, and headhunters. 2. Networking. People usually find jobs on the basis of their performance at an interview, their education, and their work experience. To network is to meet people who have similar professional interests and to widen one's circle of acquaintances for the purpose of learning about job opportunities. 3. Resume development. A resume is a 1 or 2 page summary of professional goals for objectives, educations, previous jobs, professional skill, accomplishment, and honors. Resume optionally include a little information about personal interests and hobbies. The resume is used to communicate quickly and easily with a prospective employer. 4. The interview. The best interview is one in which there is two-way communication between the employer and the job applicant. Some small talk before interview is actually important because the applicant answer might indicate how easily the person can converse. A job seeker who appears unfriendly may not be offered a position even if the person is the most qualified. Employer look for people who seem to be likable and easy to work with as well as technically competent.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Maulana Yusuf, and on this slide I'm gonna explain the relationship between employer and employee in America. So before we start, let's find out the definition of employee and employer. So employee is someone who works for another person or a company, and employee is also called a worker, and the employer is someone who works someone who hire other people to work for him or her. So there are characteristics that belong to the workship in America. So the first one is casual natural of employer and employee relationship. So one of the first thing that foreign individual notice in American companies and organization is the casual nature of the employee relationship. Among employees of different status, foreigners often observe a great deal of informal interaction, including chatting and joking, and it is not always clear to outsider who is in charge. Jadi karakteristik yang pertama itu suasana kerjanya itu lebih casual. Jadi employee dan employer itu masih bisa berinteraksi secara casual seperti bercanda ataupun chatting, obrolan ringan. So the next characteristic is subordinates often call their superior by their first name. Many affiliate professionals find it difficult to become accustomed to this practice, and some add Miss or Mr. to the first name. And however, this usage, for example, like Miss you or Mr. Michael, is fairly unfamiliar to American, and similarly, most American supervisors do not like to be called sir or ma'am. Jadi atasan jadi orang-orang yang posisinya berada di atas itu tidak suka dipanggil dengan sebutan Miss ataupun Mr. Mereka lebih suka dipanggil dengan nama depannya saja. Selain itu mereka juga tidak suka disapa dengan sapaan seperti sir ataupun ma'am. So the last characteristic is egalitarianism. So the American value of egalitarianism manifests itself in casual and informal behavior among people of different status. Jadi karakteristik yang terlahir itu yaitu nilai kesetaraan. Jadi nilai kesetaraan ini termanifestasikan dalam konteks hubungan kerja ini ya. Jadi termanifestasikan yaitu dalam interaksi casual ataupun informal antara orang-orang yang status sosialnya itu berbeda. Namun dalam perusahaan di Amerika tetap ada hierarki, batasan, tetap ada hierarki. Ada orang yang jabatannya lebih tinggi ataupun orang yang jabatannya lebih rendah. Orang yang jabatannya lebih tinggi ya berarti gaji mereka lebih tinggi, dan mereka sebagai yang memutuskan pembuat keputusan gitu. And I think the presentation is enough. Thank you for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.